In the summer of 717 AD, the Byzantine Empire stood on the precipice of absolute destruction. The Umayyad Caliphate dispatched a massive force to the gates of Constantinople, an army of over 100,000 men under General Maslama ibn Abd al-Malik, supported by a colossal armada of nearly 1,800 warships led by Admiral Suleiman. Surrounded by land and sea, the empire seemed doomed. However, under the leadership of Emperor Leo III, the Romans prepared a defense that relied not only on the legendary Theodosian walls, but on absolute naval supremacy. At the heart of this defense was a weapon that was 5 centuries ahead of its time, a chemical terror known as Greek fire. In Byzantine imperial archives, this weapon was called hygron pyre, liquid fire. Invented in the late 7th century by Callinicos of Heliopolis, a Christian architect and engineer who fled the Arab conquest of Syria, its exact composition was classified as a strict state secret. Revealing the formula was punishable by execution and eternal damnation. Modern chemical analysis reveals it was a sophisticated mixture built on light crude petroleum or naphtha, pine resins, sulfur and quicklime. Its physical properties were terrifying. It burned directly on top of seawater. The quicklime inside the mixture triggered an intense exothermic reaction upon contact with moisture, igniting and accelerating the light petroleum. It was extremely sticky due to the pine pitch, clinging relentlessly to wooden hulls, canvas sails, ropes and iron armor. Regular water could not extinguish it. Throwing water only scattered the burning petroleum further across the waves. It could only be smothered using sand, strong vinegar, or old urine. The chemical mixture was only half the invention. The true engineering breakthrough was the delivery system, the siphon, which functioned as a medieval pressurized flamethrower. At the bow of a Byzantine warship, the dromon, engineers mounted a sealed bronze cauldron over a charcoal furnace to heat the liquid mixture. Crewmen then operated a force pump to build immense pressure inside the sealed kettle. When the main valve opened, the boiling naphtha shot through a bronze directional tube shaped like the head of a dragon or lion. The jet passed over a small ignition flame at the muzzle, projecting a roaring beam of sticky liquid fire up to 30 meters across the water. The dromon, the runner itself, was a sleek 45-meter Bireme warship equipped with 2 tiers of oars, triangular lateen sails, and dual steering oars, engineered specifically for speed and maneuverability in the treacherous currents of the Bosporus. On September 1st, 717 AD, Arab Admiral Suleiman made a fatal error by stringing his vanguard out in the narrow Bosporus Strait. Seeing the enemy ships struggling against the swift currents, Emperor Leo III ordered the heavy iron chain guarding the Golden Horn to be dropped. Patrician and naval commander Marinos personally led the vanguard squadron of siphon-equipped dromons into the fray. First-person perspective scene. I stood on the raised wooden deck at the bow of my dromon, gripping the railing tightly as cold sea spray stung my face. Ahead of us, the dark wooden hulls of the enemy transport fleet clogged the narrow waters of the Bosporus. The air was thick with the stench of pitch, charcoal, and crude oil. I raised my sword toward the enemy flagship and roared to the crew below. "Pump! In the name of Christ, pump!" Metal hissed and groaned under the force of the pumps deep inside our hull. We surged to within 20 meters of their flank. I lowered my blade, and the siphon master pulled the iron lever. With a deafening roar like thunder, a beam of bright yellow and emerald fire erupted from the bronze dragon's mouth. The liquid flame slammed into their wooden hull, instantly creeping up their rigging and canvas sails. Screams erupted from their deck as sailors jumped into the sea, only to find the water burning around them. The terror was contagious. enemy ships reversed oars frantically, colliding with one another in the narrow channel. Within 2 hours, 20 of their major warships were turned into floating ash. The tactical victory at the mouth of the Bosporus shattered the enemy's naval morale and secured Constantinople's northern sea routes to the Black Sea, keeping the capital supplied with grain throughout the winter. Trapped on land and blocked from the sea by Commander Marinos' patrolling dromons, the besieging Umayyad army endured one of the harshest winters in Balkan history. Snow covered the earth for over 100 days, causing catastrophic famine and disease in the enemy camp. When a secondary Egyptian supply fleet arrived in the spring of 718, its Christian sailors defected to the Byzantine Emperor, revealing the fleet's locations. The Byzantine navy struck again with Greek fire near the Asian shore, completely annihilating the reinforcement armada. By August 718 AD, after 13 months of siege, the remaining enemy forces broke camp and executed a full retreat. Historical records from both Arab and Byzantine chroniclers state that out of the massive fleet sent to capture Constantinople, only a tiny fraction of ships survived the catastrophic combination of Greek fire, military ambushes, and severe storms on their return journey. The successful defense of Constantinople in 717 to 718 AD altered the trajectory of world history. Had the city fallen, the gateway to Central and Western Europe would have been completely open centuries before the Ottoman era. Through the strategic brilliance of Emperor Leo III, the naval execution of officers like Commander Marinos, and the chemical genius of Kallinikos, the Byzantine navy preserved its empire. Greek fire remained the supreme sovereign weapon of the Mediterranean for over 500 years. A secret guarded so fiercely that it eventually faded into legend alongside the empire itself. The true tragedy of Greek fire is that its exact formula died along with the empire it protected. As Byzantium's borders shrank and its military secrets faded, the precise alchemy behind the pressurized siphons was lost to time. Yet, the legacy of that fateful night in 717 AD remains unbroken. The black ships of the Arab fleet, burned to ash in the waters of the Bosporus, served as a grim warning for half a millennium. As long as the siphons roared, the Golden Horn belonged to the Romans. When we look back at the grand siege of 717, we see more than just a clash of medieval empires. We see a masterclass in chemical warfare and naval adaptability. Long before modern flamethrowers or napalm transformed the battlefields of the 20th century, the shipwrights and alchemists of Byzantium had already turned science into a divine shield. They proved that even against overwhelming odds and hundreds of enemy ships, a single brilliant invention combined with tactical courage can rewrite the fate of civilization forever. Today, as ships quietly glide through the blue waters of the Bosporus, few realize that beneath those gentle waves lie the charred remains of the ancient world's grandest armadas. The stone walls of Constantinople still stand sentinel over the strait, silent witnesses to the nights when the sea itself turned to liquid flame. The story of Marinos, Leo III and Kallinikos isn't just a tale of ancient war, it is a testament to how human ingenuity, courage and science can stand against the dark and alter the course of history for 1,000 years. Thank you for watching and stay tuned as we continue to unlock the greatest mysteries of history. What makes Greek fire so fascinating to historians today is the absolute discipline with which the Byzantine state guarded its secrets. It was a secret so tightly kept that even when enemy forces captured Byzantine dromons intact, they could never replicate the system. They might have possessed the wooden hull and the bronze pipes, but without the exact pressure ratios, the specialized charcoal heating furnaces, and the precise chemical refinement of the naphtha, the siphon was useless. It was a complete weapon ecosystem where technology, alchemy, and specialized naval training had to operate in flawless harmony. Emperor Constantine VII later wrote that the secret was revealed to Emperor Constantine the Great by an angel, with a curse laid upon anyone who dared share it with foreigners. This religious prohibition, combined with compartmentalized military craftsmanship, allowed Byzantium to hold an absolute monopoly on naval flame warfare for centuries. In many ways, the Battle of the Bosporus in 717 AD was the ancient world's first true demonstration of asymmetric naval warfare. The Byzantines didn't try to match the Umayyad Caliphate ship for ship or man for man. Instead, they leveraged range, chemical dominance, and natural geography to neutralize an army nearly 10 times their size. The strategic victory forced future military powers to rethink naval design entirely, shifting the focus from simple troop transports and ramming actions toward onboard artillery and long-range projectile systems. The fiery defense led by Commander Marinos under the walls of Constantinople didn't just save a city, it established a military blueprint that echoed through the Crusades, shaped maritime trade routes, and redefined naval strategy all the way into the modern era.